quick and easy, let's get into it. So using the rectangle tool to kind of match up the same shape as the icon. As you can see on the layout section, I'm just changing up the height and the width of it so it kind of like matches, so you can still get that square shape. Once the size was deemed nice, I then changed the appearance. So that one, I'm kind of changing up the curve so it kind of matches. I finally settled on 60 and it kind of matched together. So yeah, this tutorial is not supposed to be like 100% accurate, but you know, close enough. Then for the fill, I used the gradient tool and kind of moved the tool around so they can match the same angle of the gradient. Then use the eyedropper to select the colors needed. Once I was happy with the color selection, I still kind of adjusted it, because as you can see, the gradient kind of starts from the top corner of it. So later on, I'll just be adjusting that and moving it upwards to see where it best fits. Here I'm adding the effect. So usually all icons, especially on phones and other devices, have like a drop back shadow. So I've added 2 layers of that. Next, I'm gonna now replicate the same icon within the image section to create that gallery logo. I draw a square out, but I remove the fill and put in the stroke. This one, since I wanted to make it a little bit more accurate than the first cube, I'm still changing up the appearance so it kind of matches. So this is another way you can still do it for the first icon if you wanted it to be 100% accurate, is to remove the fill and add in the stroke so you can see what's going on. Then here I've got the pen tool and I'm kind of drawing the lines on the inside. Now the reason why the lines are so thick on that one compared to the exterior part is because of the size there. If you can see down there is 20, so the thickness of it is caused by the value of what you're going to put in. Now I'm kind of adjusting the top part, because as you can see there's a little curve, so I've kind of put in a high number, but really and truly it should be just a little bit lower. Adjusted it to where I felt like I was happy with it. And now time to do the circle part. To be honest, that was kind of a bit easy, just replicate that out and yeah. Now for this part, we need the fill back inside, because what we're going to do is subtract materials. So to make that part hollow, it won't work if it's in a stroke form. So it's kind of important to remove the stroke, or you can still leave it, but it must have a fill. Then I select the little zigzag I made and also the cube and press the mark and try to subtract selection. And I do the same thing with the circle at the top, so now that they're hollow. As you can see, they're kind of already grouped together, and I can just place it right on top of the first base that I've created. As you can see, I kind of deliberately left the curve in there So to show you guys that you can still edit it even though you have subtracted the material. If you go down onto the panel and look at the layers that you've kind of done, you can see the vector 1 on there, and you can just click on the point and do any necessary adjustments to it. This method was the best way of doing it. So clicking on it, editing it, and going on the curve tool to just about adjust the curve a little bit. You'll probably need to zoom in for this one and just fiddle around with it until it's close enough, because the further you are away from it, it's so much harder to edit it. And once you're happy, voila, it should look like the finished outcome. Now this one still has like a drop shadow base behind it. I kind of left that effect on because I kind of like it, but you can remove it or you can keep it. It's up to you. But in this case, I wanted it to be accurate, so I kind of removed it. Now that's just me playing around with the different effect tools. So you can have like a inner part, inner glow, you can have like a little blur effect. It's really up to you. Now in this next stage, I really want to recreate the highlighted parts on there because I thought that was kind of cool. So I kind of duplicate the backdrop because it's still the same gradient of color. Place the layer on top, and I deleted all of its effects so I can apply a new one. And this effect, I kind of used the blur. Changed up the settings a bit, so fiddle around with the numbers. And then I decided to change down the opacity a bit. This one you can fiddle around with it as much as you want. And just to be a little bit extra, I just wanted to add up a little highlight at the top. And even change down the opacity just a little bit. Duplicate it on the other side as well, just to be a little bit extra. Increase the shadow so that it's kind of a bit leveled. And there we go. That's the finished outcome. Thank you so much, guys. Hope to see you in the next tutorial.